This one's going to surprise some of you because I didn't really buy a whole lot.
Traxxas was there last year and didn't burn anything up in the mud. So.
Welcome to Bullman Built RC. I am Matt, your favorite YouTuber's least favorite YouTuber. I went to the K&K swap meet a week ago now, and I got a few things. I got a couple things beforehand and then a couple things after as well, and we're going to work on some stuff. We'll do all sorts of stuff. So here we go with the rundown. I know this is normally a crawlers, oriented channel, but it's my channel and I do whatever the hell I want to. This is a Traxxas Stampede, an OG Traxxas Stampede that is clean. And you may be wondering why I picked this up. Back in 1997-98, my dad actually got me a Traxxas Stampede for my birthday. When I saw this thing, I had to pick it up. I've been looking for one for roughly a year. I want one of the early ones with the Phillips head screws because I'm never going to work on it, so I don't really care how hard it is to work on and whether I need a screwdriver or not. And I wanted one that was decently clean, and this thing is really, really nice. So I'm going to run over this real quick just to, be done with it, and then we'll move on to crawler things. So you take the body off, and basically you see, stepping back into 1998 when I was blasting mine around, you have all black plastics, which I really, really like. There's a Piranha 7-cell hump battery. If you don't know what that is, yours used to be 6 cells, almost like a lipo, but they were round, kind of look like big double A's. And then there's one on top, so it makes it a 7-cell, gives you a little bit more voltage and amperage and all that other stuff. It does have the mechanical speed control, and it does have the Stinger motor and the original Traxxas receiver, the original Traxxas servo. I don't think this thing has ever been driven. I'll show you some pictures here of the bottom of it. It is perfect. So I don't really know where the wheels and tires came from. I'm assuming they're off of a different Stampede, and then I assume that this body is maybe off of something else. I'm not really sure. So that's my new Stampede. I am freaking stoked. I'm going to try and find one of these clear bodies. I can't remember how I painted mine. I'm going to have to see if I can find an old picture of it. But I know it was purple and blue, but I don't remember if it faded or if it faded this way or what I was doing. But I got that. I'm freaking pumped about it. And that's one of my new things. I'm not going to drive it. I'm going to put it up on a shelf and basically make it as nice as possible as far as the body goes. Clean it all up one day and then just let it chill. And it just... nostalgia, and we'll bring back memories. I got this thing dirt cheap, so I don't really mind it just chilling there on the shelf doing nothing, because I don't really mind things chilling on the shelf doing nothing anyway. So next, from vintage bashers to vintage RC crawlers, I got an original Scorpion. I got this thing pretty cheap. I can't remember what I paid for it. Really, the only thing I wanted was the axles out of it, because I have a truck called the Raisin made by a guy named Turtle on RC Crawler in 2005, 6, 7. Boom. To kind of go over it, I do have these stock shocks. I'm not 100% sure what we were doing exactly here. I don't know if they're internally sprung. I'm not sure. I do have a couple of these that are up on a shelf that are much nicer, that maybe need a couple parts every, somewhere. We've got a servo on axle with the battery plate, which makes sense in front, but then we also have a servo on axle battery plate in the rear, so I'm maybe thinking ESC receiver goes back here. I don't know. We have an OG axial 3-speed, and we have bent links in the front, and this thing is freaking awesome. I love it, and I am going to part it out basically. So I don't know, I got that. Next. Now, one of the things I got from my friend Mike was this. This is a BRX01, I believe, or maybe a 2, or maybe it's its own chassis with the Team Raffi D110 body on it. This is the one that Matt from Scale Builders Guild actually used to make the review for this truck. It's been passed around a few times now, and it has not been loved the way that maybe it should have been. So I got it from Mike. He really wanted to get rid of it, and we, over the course of the day, worked out a good deal. I got it as a roller, and then I've put electronics in it, and now it's fully functional. So we'll kind of go over all that. So to start off, the body is actually painted in a factory color. This is Ardennes green, Ardennes, I don't know, some sort of green. I did understand that Matt did not have a whole lot of time to make this thing as nice as it could be due to time constraints of getting the video done. So if I say anything like that, it's not on him. It's just, these are the facts of the truck. It was painted. The interior's got a couple things that are painted black. You can kind of see where the paint's thin in a couple places. And like I have said, this thing's a tiny tire bus, basically. And people have been driving it on a trail, like some things that this probably shouldn't be on. But it's okay. I'll refinish it all now. So, anywho, we take the body off. Now that I have the body off, you can see what I've done. I did purchase a few... Fucking balls. I did purchase a Hobby Wing Fusion Pro. I put that in there. This is a 2300, I believe. I don't remember what gear I put it in. I set the mesh and everything and got that all set. And I did use a Reef's 800 LP. Way overkill, but it was right here on my bench and I needed something right meow, and I didn't really want to open a new servo, so I went ahead and just threw it in there because I got to use it in something, right? It will throw these sub 4 tires around with no problems, so at least I don't have to worry about it. So it is leaf sprung. It has the boom. I can't remember which ones these are. 70s, I believe, in it. Nothing too abnormal or anything, but it's running SP Road Tracker. Just some all-terrain, very, very road-looking all-terrains on it, but that's fine. Whatever. So I got this, and I freaking love it so far, and I can't wait to drive it. Next! So after I bought the Scorpion and the Stampede, I found these. These are Axial 1.98 hole beadlocks. These are in black. I don't remember exactly what these came on. I think they were on the original Dingo, and then the chrome ones were on the original Honcho and the Kit, I think, so I'm not 100% sure, but I do love old school Axial stuff in box. I have no idea why. I think the sides of the box are cool, and it's just kind of neat to have. So I have that. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them. Probably just put them up in my tote until I can find a place to display all of the things that I have, but I got those. Next, I got these from a dude named Matt. He is apparently decent friends with Kirby. Maybe they're neighbors. Maybe they've known each other a long time. Maybe they touch each other's butt. I don't know. Whatever. But he brought these over to me and said, hey, I've got these because we had discussed it. I was looking for 10 ones to put under the turtle buggy that I've already discussed earlier. And when he threw me a price, I couldn't really resist these things. And they do have some really good parts on them. So they do have the axial lockouts in the rear. They have the axial C-hubs. They have Vanquish VVDs, whatever the hell the CVDs were. And they have brass. I believe he said these might be beef tube knuckles. So I got at least good parts, and I didn't pay a whole lot for them, and I do really, really appreciate it. So I got those. I'll probably take these and put some of the stuff from the other Scorpion on there, and we'll build a truck one day. But I got those for right now, and I'm freaking pumped. Next. Also, as we got there, my dude Jeremy gave me this. This is a Bullman Built RC plaque. He took my logo and made it into some sort of, I don't know, file of some sort and used it, I think it is a water jet at work, and made this for me and then polished it all out. I think it's super freaking cool. It reminds me of a lowrider plaque. I wish I had an old car to put this in, and I'd put it like on a pedestal and just like let it sit in the back window. I think that'd be freaking awesome. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Probably hang it maybe in the rafter, like on one of the cross beams. That way it has a nice dark background. But I think this is freaking awesome, and I think it's super, super cool whenever people think about me when they do things like this. So I do really appreciate this. I think it's freaking awesome. Jeremy is actually my neighbor, and he's also a channel member. Speaking of channel members, for just a few dollars a month, you can join the channel, and you can see things that are behind the scenes, see things that people don't get to see at all, see videos a day early, and I try to post at least one daily update, and I post a lot more through the weekend. I'm sure you guys that are members are finding. And then after that, you can go check out Facebook and Instagram. I have a page on Instagram for the channel. I also have a page that you can like, and a profile, I guess, that you can actually add on Facebook to become friends with the channel. Then use whatever profile you want to join the Bullman Built RC group. Answer the questions. You have to answer the questions or they don't let you in. And then you can see all the things, and we talk about stuff, and it's a cool little thing I'm trying to set up. So do that. Anyway, I was walking around and I saw this. The other day I was filling up shocks for something I can't remember, and I was out of 40 weight and 35, and I found some 37.5 and some 42.5. For what I do, 2.5 is not that big of a deal, so I went ahead and picked these up. I think he made me a deal for buying both of them. I'm not real sure, but Associated shock fluid. Super freaking bummed about that, because now I can fill up all my shocks. Next, I was looking at a table that Nolan had some things on, and I found these. These are basically brand new Origin rock sliders. I don't have an Origin, but I do have a Pro that has an Origin full cab body on it. It is really, really, really nice, and it has a few little scratches on it and everything, and I was really wanting to pretty much put it back to brand new and take all the used pieces. I do have a new skid plate for it, and then now I have new Origin sliders I can put on it, and the axles are almost brand new and untouched, and the links I believe are now good because I swapped them with something off of Phoenix or Fordyce or some other truck I got. So I got some parts to make my Pro nicer. Next, this was either on Nolan's table or Jeremy's table. This is a RC four-wheel drive small block V8 engine dress-up kit for the Chevy Blazer and K10. I didn't really have a plan for this, but I know that I have enough K10s and stuff that I'm trying to make nicer that it'll come to use at some point in time somewhere. So I got that. Next, walked over to a table, found a aluminum motor plate for a VFD. I don't remember whose this was. This is the guy across from us, I believe. I think. Hell, I don't know. Anyway, I got a motor plate. It's aluminum. This is the lightweight one. You can tell because it's silver. Then I walked over and I got a black one for $20, which is half price. This is the normal VFD motor plate. Got one of those. Next, while I was over in Nolan and Jeremy's area, I saw these a couple times, and Jeremy was trying to sell them with a truck. They sat there and sat there and sat there for hours, and eventually I just walked over and was like, hey, listen, I don't want this truck, but I do want the axles, so let's figure something out. I don't usually go for clear, but when they're cheap enough, I do buy them, and then I'll probably end up just selling them now because I just bought a set of black ones and I could get rid of these. But anyway, I got these. I have no plan for them whatsoever. They are well used. Worst comes to worst, I'll paint them black and put them under a truck, or I could sell them at BTC or something, and we can figure all that out. But I'm going to go through them and make sure everything is good, probably on a Monday Night Live, and we can go from there. So I got those with, just because they were there and priced right. Next. A few weeks ago, I was talking to my buddy Jordan, and he really wanted a regular wheelbase or a long wheelbase TF2. And I was like, oh, I have the rails and everything, and I have like all the parts. And he was like, well, I have a short wheelbase, and I don't really have a need for it. If you want to just swappy straight over, I'll give you all the things. You give me the things. Deal. Now, what this will be long term, I don't know. I do have a body for it. I actually have a couple bodies for it, but it does have K44s under it. I can't remember if these were mine, and then I put them under there, or if Jordan had them under there and I don't remember. Anywho, I got a short wheelbase TF2, and I have a YJ body to put on top of it. Don't have any idea what I'm going to do with it, but it'll sit over somewhere until I have a light bulb moment. Light bulb. And then I'll figure something out, but I got that. Next, from my friend Chris Mitten, I had some stuff that I saw that he had for sale delivered to me at the swap meet instead of paying shipping when I'm just going to be there in a week and a half. That seemed kind of stupid. First off, I got the HD44 rear housing. I have a random D44 front, and it has no matching rear. And then now I have a HD44 rear, so they could go together under something. I don't really care. They don't have to match. But I got that, and now I'm, got one more black axle housing to put under something. I'm okay with that. Also had these PRP seats. These are from RC Four-Wheel Drive, technically. I don't really know who makes them or whatever, but I got the PRP seats. I really like these things. They're really, really nice. And I put them in a bunch of buggies and stuff, so I got those. BS410 links. I'm pretty sure these are the front 3 and then the rear 4. One of them does have an axial rod end on it, so I don't know if they were trying to extend, do pinion angles, somethings. I don't know. I got this. They were uber stupid cheap, and I got them from Chris. I also got an envelope. That's not my name.
That's not my name.
That's not my name. That's not my name. And a transaction with Chris Minton would not be complete without a pack of AA batteries. These usually go in a tub, and I usually try to give them away at like Beat the Creek or October or wherever I go. If a little kid comes over and says he needs some batteries for his transmitter, I almost always have some. So I got that. All right. As I was walking out, I found these. These are 155 Groundhog 2s. Don't know where they're gonna go, but I think they were like $10 or something, $20 maybe. I don't remember. I got them super stupid cheap to where I was like, I don't need these at all because I have a whole wall of tires, but I couldn't pass them up and leave them there, so I picked them up, and I got those now. Next. Lastly, the guy kind of across from us or whatever had a bunch of stuff for sale, and I saw these he had these King shocks, and I went over there looking for just whatever. I'm just scanning tables, and I found these, and something clicked in my brain, you know, because I have a VS410 Leaf truck back here that needs shocks. I know that Twisted Fab is using the Mega Leaf or whatever, like UDR 170 millimeters on the four corners. That's a little crazy for me. I just don't want my truck that freaking flexed out. So I got these. I think they're 120s. They're actual Kings. Pretty sure these are the RC 4-wheel drive version. And someone had them set up for a monster truck. So they have like these weird springs on them. I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. I don't know. So I've already put the other three on. I'll show you that here in just a second. But I got these, and I think what we're going to do now is I will show you some shots of the truck, and then we're going to put this last one on, and then we will wrap this bee up and send it home. So I'm going to put you in a little time-lapse guy, and we'll go from there. Let's go. You. There we go. All of them are in. One of them sticks a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. I just need them to kind of limit articulation more than actually do anything. So I got them kind of canted at an angle because I don't need 47 million millimeters of flex in the rear or the front. So I got that on there, and it is awesome. The truck is awesome, and it will be going to Beat the Creek. If you're going, I will see you there. Maybe we can do a VS410 lever run. Okay, lay bye.